All right. So good day, good afternoon, everybody. Good morning, or venture. It's morning or evening where you are. Good morning, good evening as well. Today is the 29th of July, 2024, and as you know, it's a Monday. So we're going to be looking at setups and trade breakdowns ahead of the week. All right. We're going to be looking into what are the opportunities that this week might be providing us. All right. So I'm just going to wait for a few more minutes. All right. So that, all right. I'm going to wait for a few more minutes so that a couple more people can join. All right. And then from there, we're going to go, just going to go ahead into whatever else it is that we have to do today. Mr. Kudus Agjala, it's lovely having you here as well. It's lovely having you here as well. So we're just going to take a few more minutes to, just wait for a few more people to join us. All right. And once they do, we're going to be getting started. I think there are about 4 or 5 of us on the stream already. But I want us to, probably once we get to about 10, all right, we're going to get into the stream proper. All right. Beautiful. Um, so prepare your questions. Alfred, it's good to see you. Prepare your questions. Like I said, Mondays like these are opportunities to not only look at the market, all right, but they're also opportunities for us to be able to really learn as much as possible from the market. Dave Bagsasa, it's good to have you here. You're watching from the Philippines. Lovely, 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 fantastic. It's good to have you here. All right, guys, I think we have about 40 persons on the stream already. So, without further ado, let us dig right into it. So, we're going to be starting with the majors as usual. All right, you guys already know that by now. We'll start with the majors, then um, we'll go into other commodities as per your request. All right, so let me just clean up my charts. Elijah and Gay from Bamburi. Lovely, lovely. You're welcome, my man. All right, this is GBP USD. Let's clean that up. This gold. Let's clean that up as well. Although no, I think I'll leave gold. I'll leave gold. It was part of my it was part of the setups that I dropped on the FBS website. All right, FBS Analytics and Education website. So if you've not been following up on my my trade setups or my trade ideas on the FBS website, you really should. All right. Yeah, Babatunde Samuel from Nigeria. Lovely. Welcome, man. Ibrahim from Nigeria. Lovely, lovely. Lekki from Nairobi, Kenya. Beautiful, beautiful. Israel Chuku from Port Harcourt, I'm guessing. Yeah, yeah, beautiful. So, guys, there's a link in the description right now. All right, it's a link to the FBS Telegram channel. It's a channel where you can get all of the latest updates from FBS, including trade ideas. All right, during the week. All right, so from time to time you get trade ideas, not signals. All right, trade ideas that you can work with and validate based on your preference or your own, trade methodology. All right. Ontario Cliff, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. All right, so without further ado, let us begin. Euro USD is currently at this state. We'll go to the daily time frame because I need to validate what's going on the daily time frame. And what you see on the daily time frame is that Euro USD is currently around. Let's do the pivot zones. It's currently around this area. All right. For our pivot zone, you can see that it's been tested here, here, here. You can also zoom out if you want to see, maybe if you want to validate the pivot zone a lot better. All right, good. We can work with this as our pivot zone. Then we go to the candlestick chart, 4 hours time frame. All right, and if we zoom in, you see that from the price action, this was the previous high. All right, that was the previous high that got broken. Abdallah Kai from Kenya, Daniel Kugori from Nigeria, and Richie GFA. Lovely guys, lovely guys. You're welcome too. So you see that this was the most recent break of structure, all right, that price broke both this high, all right, meaning that if we wanted to work with this, I think I would just work with this region. All right, I'll work with this region as my demand zone. All right, Kudus Ajala, can we draw pivot on the weekly, monthly, or 4 hours time frame? This is Euro USD. There's a watermark on the screen that should tell you what pair that is. So Kudus Ajala, you can draw your pivots on any of those time frames you've mentioned, weekly, monthly, 4 hours, anyone. All right. However, the reason why I use the daily time frame is because, like I said, if you're going to be trading with the pivot zones, all right, you're going to have your pivots drawn on a higher time frame, all right. Then you're going to need a lower time frame to use for your entries, all right. So the reason why I do daily time frame pivots is because the time frame I want to look at for my entry is the 4 hours and the 1 hour. All right. If I do pivot zones on the weekly time frame, it means that I will be looking at taking my entries on the daily time frame. All right. And if I draw my pivots from the 4 hours time frame, it means that my entries will be based on maybe the 1 hour time frame or the 30 minutes time frame. Do you get it now? So the choice is yours. All right, depending on the time frame you want to use for entry. Do you get it now, Kudus? Let me know if you do. Tasco from Uganda, lovely, lovely, lovely. The Wise Ninja, I hope you can teach me some moves, bro. Yes, the Wise Ninja, that's what we are here to see, part of my plan. All right, so this is the demand zone on the 4 hours time frame. All right, so typically what I want to see, you can see that this demand zone aligns with the pivot zone, aligns with the 200 period moving average. All right. So I'm looking at a scenario where we're able to see a typical reversal pattern. All right. On Euro USD 4 hours time frame. Do you guys see that? All right. So Euro USD, I think this is my plan at the moment, which means that if price breaks this region, all right, not till I. So if price breaks that region, I just want to mark out the nearest pivot zone that I think price would be heading for. Yeah, so if price breaks this zone, all right, I think that the next demand zone that price is going to have a tussle with would be this. All right. So those are my two options. If we don't get this pattern here, it means that Euro USD is simply going to slide all the way down here. All right. Before the reversal happens. Is that clear enough? Do you guys get it? Just let me know in the chat box. Let me know if you guys get it. So that is Euro USD from the 4 hours time frame. Okay. Then let's move on to GBP USD. So GBP USD daily time frame, we draw pivot zones. All right, I think that works. Then we can come to our 4 hours time frame, use the candlestick chart. All right, so from the 4 hours time frame, I think this would be the demand zone. All right, which also aligns with the 200 period moving average. All right, so that's one. I think we can check how this trend line moves as well. But I don't think that will work. But this is the demand zone, all right, that GU is expected to react from. Alternatively, if it breaks that zone, we can then come to the one daily time frame to find the next nearest pivot zone. Okay, that works. Yes, beautiful. So if price breaks that zone, all right, on the 4 hours time frame, it would mean that this would be the next region, all right, for price to react from. So what we're typically expecting is that price rebounds from here, all right. If it doesn't, it's going to slide lower to this point and then bounce back. All right, using the Fibonacci, using the trend line, using the demand zone for support. And this is what I mean by using the Fibonacci. You'd see that this aligns with the 88 region, 76 region of the Fibonacci, while this is the 61.8 region of the. All right, the ninja is feeling a bit greedy this week. All right, now my recommendation whenever you're in that mood where probably you're hard pressed for cash, you just want to make some quick bucks from the market. My recommendation would be that you take things steadily. All right, look for the higher time frame sentiment first, and then trade the higher time frame sentiment on the lower time frames. All right. The only thing you would need to do would be to place multiple entries. All right. Don't change your analysis. Don't try a different approach. You don't necessarily have to scalp. All right. But what you would need to do would simply be to find one sure trade. All right. One sure trade that is looking really nice. And then from that one trade, what you would do would be to, what you do from that one trade would be to use multiple entries. All right. So if peradventure you were supposed to take 1 or 2 entries from that point, all right, what you can do is to take like 4 5 positions, or as many as 8. All right, but still boundaries of your overall risk. All right. Do you get it now? The wise ninja, do you get it? Abraham Nelson, don't worry, just calm down. You don't necessarily need to ask how many pairs are we analyzing. We still have about 20 something minutes on this call. So it's not about how many pairs we analyze, all right? It's about how long we're able to spend here. So the wise ninja, let me know if you understood what I explained just now. All right, the paint addict. What I'm using is the 200 SMA. Okay, so that defines our pivot. All right, we'll come to the 4 hours time frame. Candlestick chart. All right, so now this is interesting because what we have here in this pivot region is quite nice. All right, but I'm seeing a demand zone at the back. All right, I'm seeing this demand zone at the back here, meaning that this could get, this could get taken out as an area of inducement. All right, this low could get swept as an area of inducement. All right, that's possible. Another alternative would be that this plays out as an SBR pattern. SBR patterns are simply a sweep, which this could be the sweep, this would be the break, and then we could naturally expect this to be the retest. All right, this region to be our retest region. So for AUD USD, I think it would react from here. All right, either from there or here. So AUD USD, my entries are as as stated on the chart. All right, you can use the arrows as you know to just guide your sentiment, so you know what the direction is. I'm expecting bullish movements. All right, but there are a couple of options based on the price action at the moment. All right, and please do note that if any of these trade ideas is going to change, all right, maybe peradventure there's a change in the price movement. All right, I am definitely going to release whatever the new sentiment is on the as an article on the FBS website. All right, so you want to stay glued to the FBS Analytics and Education website. All right, so that you can be able to keep in follow up with the market and whatever it is that is doing. As for the retest, the Wise Ninja, just watch the last demand zone on AUD USD on the 4 hours time frame. All right, the demand zone around this area. All right, on the 4 hours time frame. All right, so moving on, we go to gold. Now, if you look closely at gold, you would see that already on gold, based on my setups on the FBS website, all right, I dropped the sentiment saying for me, all right, saying for me, gold was going to be bullish from this region, right? The daily time frame pivot and the demand zone on the 4 hours time frame, which was exactly what price has played out so far. All right. But what we're going to have to look at now is the validity of this, how much more bullish can this go? All right. So let me start from the daily time frame and see. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm trying to see how this would work. All right. So I think for gold, all right, we might see price do a tiny bit of a retest here. All right. And then come all the way back here. All right. So Hold on, hold on, hold on. All right, so hold on, guys. I'm trying to see what's going on. Okay, I believe you guys can see me. You can see what's going on my screen now. Are we together, please? All right, so that's basically my my setup or my trade idea on gold. All right, or alternatively, probably price comes here first. All right, into this supply zone first, drops back to the demand, and then rises. All right, so basically, some of you are so quick to say very unkind things, to be honest. But I'm going to ignore some of those comments and pretend like I didn't see them. All right, for the sake of my peace and sanity. So, the market already messes up your mind a lot more. So it's unnecessary to get messed up by other people's comments as well. All right, so having said that, all right, someone is asking if I'm on Instagram. You can simply search the name and see what comes up. I don't know if I am. I don't know if I'm not. Just search the name and see what comes up. All right, so what we're going to do now is want to go to your requests. And I think someone initially made a request for USD JPY. I know someone mentioned US 500, S&P 500. But let's do USD JPY first. Yep, I think that would be the pivot. All right, 4 hours time frame candlesticks. Let's zoom out. Oh, beautiful. You would see that that was where price initially reacted from. This demand zone here. All right, so this is the demand zone. You can see that USD JPY is already reacting from that demand zone. All right, so it's my, it's my belief that for USD JPY, we may get to see a continuation of the bounce this way. All right, maybe from, yeah, I think that works, but don't need it. So USD JPY might continue bullish. All right, but what I'm going to say is this: looking at what I'm seeing on this 4 hours time frame, the momentum behind the bullish entries is not looking strong yet. All right, because I think this is a solid trendline resistance. All right, so what I would want to do if I wanted to trade this would be to wait for a break of this trend line and then a retest of the trend line so that I can ride higher. You get, so I'll wait for price to break this trend line, come back for a retest, and then I can take my own buy. All right, because price could literally get to the confluence of this supply zone, this trend line, and this moving average, and just drop. All right, we could see price do this. All right, so to be on the safe side, I want to see price break this, come for a retest, and then bounce all the way back up. Does it make sense? All right, so that is S&P 500. Sorry, USD JPY. Then the next one would be S&P 500. Sugar, 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 do, do, all about the train. So this is S&P 500 on the weekly time frame. We have that trend line already, which is a trend line support. All right, and we can see that price is touching that region already. There's this demand zone here too. Yep, there's that demand zone that price has also, that price has also gotten to. All right. So what I'm going to do is, if you look at the 1 hour time frame here, you would see that it looks like price is cooking up a type of SBR pattern. All right. We got the sweep, we got the break, we got the retest. All right. So now I think that what we would expect to see next would be that price comes back here. All right. And then goes bullish. All right. Price comes back here and then goes bullish. Do you see that? The price comes here, our weekly time frame trend line, our daily time frame demand zone, and then 4 hours time frame, we're working with the SBR pattern that we saw on the 1 hour time frame. Do you get it? So from here now, I think that what we would have would be a bullish price action. Is that good, guys? Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? Let me hear your comments. Kudus Ajala is asking, what method do I use to set my stop loss? All right, so whenever I analyze, I usually analyze so whenever I analyze, all right, typically I usually analyze based on demand and supply. All right, and when I analyze based on demand and supply, what that means is that I have a zone that I'm expecting for my entry, and my stop loss can be above or below that zone, depending on whether it's a demand zone or a supply zone. If it's a demand zone, my stop loss will be below the zone. If it's a supply zone, my stop loss will be above the zone. All right. Augustine is asking, what's the correlation between DXY and S&P 500? They are not necessarily directly correlated, all right? Although what usually happens is sometimes they are negatively correlated, which means that if the dollar, all right, if the dollar market, if the dollar as a currency is strong, all right, sometimes we see the S&P 500 become a bit bearish, all right, because rather than invest in stocks, certain people, use the money for other things, or invest in other commodities. Because at that point in time, the dollar has a very good value in the market. All right. So that's part of the things that influence people's decisions regarding their investments and how how they handle it. Okay. So a lot of times we'll see DXY being negatively correlated to the S&P 500. All right, but it's not all the time. There are certain times when DXY is bullish, S&P 500 is also bullish. All right. So it's not set in stone that both of them have to be negatively correlated. Do you get it? Do you get it, please? Let me know. All right, beautiful. It's crystal clear. All right, so following that, we're going to take one more commodity. All right, we're going to take a look at one more commodity, and then we'll call it a day. All right, so who is giving us the last commodity we're going to look into? Oshualale Sharif, this is a broadcast for FBS. All right, that question is not a valid question on this platform. Did I already do oil? No. I really don't like doing oil because beyond the technical factors that affect oil, there's also a lot of fundamental factors that could affect oil. All right. So to a large extent, oil analysis or technical analysis from oil still need to be confirmed by you sticking very close to your TV sets and ensuring that any news that can influence the price of oil, like probably new insurgencies in Russia, something going on in Canada, things like that, all right, would let you know that, damn, my analysis might be disregarded. All right, Jerry Andu, you joined us late. Euro USD was the first commodity we took a look at. All right, so you can just scroll back after the stream, just go back to the beginning, and then you look at Euro USD and enjoy. Abraham Nelson, thank you. All right, Abdullah Kai is saying we should do US 30. I'm not really sure I want to. Do I want to? Well, US 30 is bullish. Is bullish. It's been bullish. At least from this demand zone. I think. All right. Let's do a UD card. Atan, let's do a UD card. All right. This is weekly time frame. Let's do daily time frame. Search for the pivots. Right. 4 hours time frame. Let's look at the candlestick charts. Let's go to the 4 hours. This is looking tricky. I'm not sure this would work. Looking at the market structure, you can see that this was the previous high. We can say this was an SBR pattern, in fact. All right, the sweep, the break of structure, price coming back to this as a demand zone. But let me see the 1 hour time frame. Okay. So for AUD card, I think AUD card is bullish. All right, that's what my analysis is indicating here. All right, so for AUD CAD, the sentiment is bullish. You can see there was an SBR pattern here, the demand zone here. Price got into it, tapped the first time, reacted the first time. All right, and then from the 1 hour time frame, I've also seen that there's a likelihood that price comes back into this. This was a break of structure. All right, this was a break of structure that originated from this demand zone. All right, so I think it's also very likely that price taps into this demand zone, which is inside the pivot region, and then bounce back up. All right, sorry, hold on. Let me see how many questions I've missed out on. Book recommendations. Well, the Wise Ninja, I really do not read books. Um, I really don't read books. I do more of YouTube, more of streaming. All right. So if you need something that can set you on the right track for trading, um, I think you can look into liquidity inducement theorem. All right, liquidity inducement theorem, proper market structure. All right, based on SMC, based on smart money concept. All right, proper market structure based on smart money concepts. Then the first one I said, liquidity inducement theorem. Then the third thing you might want to look into would be um, how to trade with the Asian range. All right, how to trade the Asian range breakout. Right, Asian range breakout is also something that I think would come in very much handy. Then you can top that off with risk management. Watch videos on risk management. Watch podcasts from successful traders. Hear them talk about their risk management their risk management process, right? And I'm sure that you would learn virtually everything you need. So Kudus was asking, is my pivot zone the same as demand and supply zone? No. My pivot zones on the daily time frame are simply regions where, using the line chart, all right, I just look at regions where price has reacted the most times, all right? So when I draw the line, price has touched it and bounced, both as support and resistance. So that zone that price has touched on the line chart, both as support and resistance, right? I mark those zones. There could be a bit of a gap between them, but that's how I do it. Let me show you on the daily time frame of this AUD card, the line chart. Price touched here, bounced, touched, almost touched here, bounced, 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 touched, bounce, touched, bounce. You can see touch, touch, bounce, touch, bounce. So here, this line has acted as support. This one has acted, these two lines have acted both as support and resistance at a couple of times, all right? So, and because they are very close to each other is why I marked them out and decided to use them as, my area of concentration or my area of interest, all right? That's what SMC calls it, area of interest or point of interest. And then we'll go to the 4 hours, 1 hour candlestick chart to find demand and supply regions or demand and supply zones that are, within that zone. All right. So I think someone asked the other time if I was on Instagram. All right. The name is Adetola Freeman. You can't miss it on Instagram. Very low key guy. I don't have a lot of friends on Instagram because I'm not on Instagram to make money. I'm just there to have fun. All right. So if you want to connect with me on Instagram, you can always do that. We can get talking. Maybe you have questions about the markets. You just want to catch some gists. We can always do that in my DM. All right. So I think that is. Oh, thank you so much, Ninja. Thank you so much. So I think that would be all for today. All right. I'm currently dealing with a very, very crazy toothache. All right. So that's why you probably might have had issues hearing me at some point in time. All right. But please and please and please do ensure that you understand all of these things that we've broken down. All right. Know what we're expecting so that as the week begins to play out, you can know exactly how to approach the markets, exactly what you're looking for before you confirm your buys or your sells. Do you get it now? Do you get it now? Right? So let me answer your question, Sharif. Buy stop limit and sell stop limit is not the same thing as stop loss. All right, your buy stop limit, your sell stop limit are not your stop losses. All right, so trust me, that's not how we work. All right, so I would advise, all right, I would sincerely advise that you do just watch some tutorials on what your buy stop limit and your sell stop limits are, so you have a very good understanding of what it is, right? And then from there you can move on. Okay. Marco Juma, I'm already signing out. Sorry about that, USD CHF. But what I'm going to do for you is that I'm going to write an article on USD CHF specifically for you on the FBS website. All right. So you can please, that should be ready in the next 2 hours. All right. So in the next 2 hours, you can just do that. Oh, thank you so much, the Wise Ninja. It's actually really painful. It's given me a migraine. It's given me a sore throat, but you just have to show up. All right, so thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this Monday market review. It's been an amazing, amazing time with you guys. You guys know now, I love you so much. By God's grace, on Friday, we're going to be having the NFP stream. All right, we're going to be having the NFP stream so that we can catch some live trades from the NFP volatility. You don't want to miss it. All right, so without further ado, I want to say, catch me on Friday, catch me on IG, wherever. I'm about to become a TikTok celebrity, so catch me any of my social media platforms, and then we're going to do some amazing things together. See you guys, and God bless you. Have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.